Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a new year 2024 and I believe as we are starting this year, everyone has certain goals that he or she wants to attain by the end of the year. So as I said on my previous video, there's proper preparation prevent poor performance. As you are watching this video, you are preparing yourself for the questions that you might come across while attending an interview and the answers that you may consider replying to those questions that you may be asked in an interview. So today I will be sharing the most common 6 questions, not exactly common 6 questions, but I will be sharing the 6 questions that I was personally asked in my recent interview that I went through at Queensberg Primary School. Actually, it was an online Zoom meeting interview that they invited me to attend at Queensberg Primary School. So I saw the post on Facebook and then decided that I want to give it a chance. And then I went there, dropped my CV. Maybe if I can tell you a little bit what happened. So the day I dropped my CV, I was the first one to arrive there, and then after me, I was followed by 3 ladies, white ladies. I hear the 2 candidates, they were specializing on foundation phase, but the post was specifically for intermediate phase, but on grade 6, yes, so intermediate phase. And then me and the other lady, that lady, she was pregnant by the time. We were specializing on intermediate phase, so yeah, we dropped our CV and then we left the place. After some few days, maybe 2 or 3 days, the principal of the school WhatsApped me saying I'm being invited to attend a Zoom meeting interview. It was Friday. I remember it was Friday. I will try to provide some screenshots so that you can have a clear picture of what I'm talking about. It was Friday around 12 p.m. saying the interview would commence at about 6 p.m. So that means I only got 6 hours to prepare for that interview. I was shocked, I was nervous, and I was in panic mode simply because I was not ready at that day, I was not ready to attend an interview. So I tried to prepare quick, and then he later WhatsApped me saying the interview is postponed, it is rescheduled because of their members having some complications. And then they postponed the interview for the next coming Friday. But it ended up being on Wednesday. So I attended the interview via Zoom, and I was early with 10 minutes because they said the interview will start at 6 p.m. So by 10 to 6 I was already online, but I waited for almost 30 minutes to 40 minutes. There were no one joining the interview, and then I got back to the principal asking what is happening. He said they are facing some difficulties with the system, but I must wait there, they will join. So I waited another 30 minutes. After that they joined, but still we were having some complications with the network. The network was giving us a really hard time because it was hard for me to hear them, and also it was hard for them to hear me. So they conducted an interview, but I can say it was an unfairly interview to me simply because I believe as they were busy saying, sorry sir, we can't hear you, can you please repeat yourself, those old things, they were disturbing me, and also I was not sure if the things I'm saying they are being able to capture on the other side. So yeah, it was just as hectic as that. I have never been in an interview that was so, I don't know whether to say it was not well organized or what, but yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess, like seriously, because we ended up not finishing the interview on Zoom meeting, but then I called the principal separately on WhatsApp via video call. Then he continued asking me the few questions, but then I will be sharing those 6 questions that I was personally asked at Queensberg Primary School. Maybe, yeah, you may write them down and yeah, put them on your watch list for the question that you usually prepare when you are when you are being invited to attend an interview. So yeah, let's get it, guys. Alright, so the 6 questions that I was being asked at Queensbed Primary School go as like this. The first question they asked me, they said, tell us about yourself, tell us about your teaching experience. They did not ask me to tell them about myself. They said, tell us about your teaching experience. So on this question, because this is the first question, you can simply say, firstly, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to be interviewed at your school for the current post that is available. And then you jump straight to the question. My past experiences include being a whatsoever that you are mentioning. So I would say the exact example that I mentioned on my previous video. My past experiences include being a tutor at the University of Zululand, where I was tutoring first year students, and I was awarded with a certificate as means of appreciation. And then last year 2023, I got an opportunity to be employed by the Basic Department of Education in KwaZulu-Natal under the program of educational assistant teachers, whereby I was assisting the teachers with photocopies, marking learners' books, collecting books, making sure that the class is neat and ready for the lesson to take place. Furthermore, into that, I was also assigned to co-teach geography, history, and creative arts in grade 6 and grade 7, simply because I specialize on those subjects. I can say it helped me indeed in terms of enhancing my skills and my teaching strategies, and to be familiar with the working place at all times. And yeah, this is it. That has to do with your teaching experience. You have answered this question. This is the first question that they asked me. The second question that they asked goes like this: how familiar you are with the KEPS document and the assistant program? How familiar you are with the KEPS document and the assistant program? So to reply on this question, I said I am quite well familiar with the KEPS document, as I know and understand that each phase and subject has its own design KEPS document that is specifically to this subject or phase. The KEPS document provide us with the introduction to the aims and principles of the KEPS curriculum in section 1. And then section 2, the specific information on the teaching and the outcomes of a subject. Section 3 covering the content requirement, and then 4 covering the assessment. The KEPS document provide guidelines to the number of formal and informal assessment in a phase per subject. Also the type of assessment that a teacher must choose. Alright, so the third question goes like this: have you ever managed to design your own assessment for learners? To this question, you can simply say, yes, I have managed to design my own assessment for my learners. There are 4 considerations that I consider examining when designing an assessment that reflects the established learning outcomes and activities. Those considerations include the reliability, standardization, validity, and also practicality. When we talk about reliability, we're talking about an examination or assessment producing the same results over a period of time. Standardization establishes a set precedency that enhances an assessment or test the reliability. And then validity is when you measure the expected outcomes of that learning area. And also the practicality. The practicality, it is when you make sure that the workload is reasonable for the learners to manage, you feel me? To set reasonable examinations or test, I don't know. But the answer goes along those lines. So the fourth question goes like this: how do you manage the pace of teaching? As sometimes teachers are overloaded. How do you manage the pace of teaching? To manage my pace of teaching, I first make sure that when I'm preparing for my lessons, my lesson plan, I consider the type of teaching method or teaching strategy that I will be using to manage my teaching pace, and also the time limit and time warning, to make sure that learners are focused on finishing the task that you gave to them. Like saying, to use time limits and time warning, like saying, okay, we have got 10 minutes to finish this project. Please start now. Okay? After some few minutes, after 5 minutes, you can then say, all right, we are only left with 5 minutes. Please make sure that you finish that task and then move on to, you continue with whatever that you are saying they must move on to it. That's where you are using time limit and time warning to make sure that the pace of teaching that you want to maintain goes accordingly. And also the next thing you may say is like language and energy that you use while conducting a lesson also creates a pace in a lesson. Like saying, okay, we have got 10 minutes to do this project. Are you all ready? Okay, put away everything that might disturb you and concentrate on finishing this project. So please start now. That's why you are using language and energy. You are telling learners that they have got only 10 minutes to do this task. They must put away everything. It is language and energy that will applying to those learners that they will make them see that they must focus now. Language and energy. Okay? The fifth question that they asked me goes like this. What would you regard as your strength as a teacher? Your strength as a teacher. My strength as a teacher include time management, good leadership skill, good behavior at all times in the workplace, being resourceful, ability to cooperate, also problem solving, maybe you can also say high emotional intelligence, those kind of things, like being a hard worker, those are your strengths. You can say so. Strength that is for everyone to know. And then here comes the last question that I can say it gave me a little bit of challenge because I was not ready to answer this question being phrased like this. Like listen, what is your understanding in terms of inclusive education, specifically white paper 6? How would you address diversity in your classroom? Not exactly academically, we are looking at culturally. This alone question really gave me a hard time because it was specifically to white paper 6, not academically but culturally, and I have never gone through white paper 6, so it really gave me a bit of challenge. But then I made a research about it, and it has to do with attending to the learning barriers of a learner, making sure that you attend to specific learners that's having learning challenges, and you try by all means to assist those learners. But then you can also Google white paper 6 inclusive education, then you will find your answers there. I do believe, guys, this video will be of help to you and you enjoyed watching the video up until the very end. So please make sure that you motivate me by liking, subscribing, and also comment if you want, so that we can interact whenever we can. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye. See you next time.